Girl, you too fine to be here alone. Girl, you too fine, too fine, too fine. Girl, you too fine to be here alone. Girl, you too fine, too fine, too fine. Mingle and jingle all night. I make you feel alright. Come on. Promise you won't forget. Come on. Promise you won't forget. Girl, you too fine to be here alone. Girl, you too fine, too fine, too fine. Girl, you too fine to be here alone. Girl, you
That's what I'm saying. Every time these churches want to do it, just lock their ass in there. Just lock their ass in there and like start feeding them meals through a tray until this shit over with, since they want to play funny.
And you got people all over the place that don't know how to act neither, because Florida is getting crazy.
Florida been crazy.
Freaking, what was it, Cali? He was out in Cali acting stupid, having barbecues and shit. Okay, why is everything ginormous?
That's what she said.
You know what? I'm just trying to get my freaking logo to fit in the screen. What the fuck?
Who, you designed your own logo, or you had somebody do it?
I did it myself, and I just put the podcast name on there.
The pod.
Yo, and hello, it's me. Just call me T Marie, and welcome to yet another episode of PCPOV. This week we have the Facebook. I think you like the Facebook fire starter. So before I, take away any time from your intro, if you could give the people your name, your age, your occupation, and your relationship status. Go.
All right. Well, my name's Alan. I'm not giving you the rest of that because I got warrants. No, I don't have warrants. I work for Geico as an auto damage adjuster. Pretty boring. Nothing out of the ordinary. And what you said? My
your
relationship
age and your relationship status.
I'm 35, and I'm quite single. Like
quite single.
Quite single. Like water-based lube, me time single.
You know what? We already started with the shenanigans. What do you mean quite single? Like you don't got no holes in your phone? Like none?
I mean, no, I'm good. I ain't gonna fake. I mean, I be asking chicks what their favorite color is. Might send a risky text, hope to get it back. Might get like, who is knocking on my door? What's up?
You need a now recording sign on the outside of your door.
Hold on for a second.
No problem.
Yeah, but I mean, it's we in quarantine anyway, so this is when chicks want to act funny, like, oh, I wish you could come through. No, you don't. Shut up.
Why you don't believe them that they wish you could come through? You don't think that they don't want to be
because
bored?
energy is not kept, because when it wasn't no virus trying to blank us up out of here, you know what I mean? But I'm also lazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
what do you mean you're lazy?
Like, I don't have that, that drive that I had in undergrad, just to be like, come on, let me get that. I'm just like, you know why I'm here. Like what's the problem? You know what I mean?
Already
30 plus.
Problematic, but continue.
Yeah, 30 plus. But I do that to keep energy, because like 30 plus, these chicks want to get married like tomorrow. So I feel like I set the bar low. So what y'all like saying now, whatever that song is, don't introduce a vibe you can't maintain. Like, I'm setting the bar low so I can over deliver. Yeah, like,
but
because
that's cheating.
No, it's not, because when you find like, when you come with manners and shit like that, well, at least that's what I thought. The shit that I thought was manners, evidently that's leading women on. Like, y'all start planning your future and everything. I was being nice because I'm a nice person. Like, but in your mind, oh, he's playing. He sees a future with us. I was like, where did this happen? Were you gonna let me know? Like, so.
Oh boy, I listen. I don't even.
But I do that because I care. Because I could do the opposite and just not care and just and take advantage, and I don't. I firm believe in karma, and y'all like to mess with property, and you touch my car, I'm gonna shoot you. So it's just.
There's just so much to unpack. Like, I knew I wanted to have this conversation with you for quite some time. Because like I said, another part of the intro is how I know the person. And I know you from Facebook directly. I don't remember how or why or when, but we became
Yeah.
friends on Facebook, and between your post and my post, this was just bound to happen. So I just want to say, again, thank you for, cutting out some time, even though you got nothing but it right now. But I still appreciate you, coming through and kicking it and talking with us.
Yeah, no
Um,
problem.
so before we really get into all of the nitty gritty of the dating and whatnot, we gonna do the what had happened was. So as everybody knows, what had happened is Corona, COVID-19. That Rona got us on lockdown for what they said another 30 days
They lying, but
to the end of April, so to speak. So, it's just crazy. Everybody's on a shelter in place. Everybody, supposed to be staying home. You got all these DJs going live trying to bring the clubs to your crib and all of that. But, we were talking earlier about how both New York and your area, DC, like DC, Maryland area, is getting crazy with these numbers. Like, what do you think is the contributing factor for you guys down there?
well, I think just like New York, this is a big melting pot full of cultures and stuff like that. And we got three major international airports where even if the people whose final destination is not the DMV, they're major hubs to go in. So you got BWI, you got Reagan, and you even got Dulles, which is most of the international traffic and stuff like that. And people live in this area. So like you go in DC, there's all international cuisines and stuff like that, but there's nowhere to live in DC. So people live all around the Beltway, which is Maryland and Virginia. So we have a high. Like it didn't dawn on me that black people weren't everywhere until I left the DMV. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like,
Well,
yeah, like
don't they call it Chocolate City is there?
yeah, I mean, and the city's definitely changed. There's way more white people in it now, but I still wouldn't think that we were outnumbered unless somebody was showing me the number, which they are. It's getting to the point where we're starting to get outnumbered, but it don't feel like that yet. It just feels like there's way more white people than there were. But since between school and the military, I've been all over this country, and I know what it's like to be one of 10 black people in a town. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
right,
of
because you like ex-Navy or some shit, right?
course, yeah, I was in the Air Force.
Oh. Well,
So I've been to places that I had no intention on being, but the military sent me there, and yeah, there's no black people there. So you take for granted that you grow up just around a bunch of other black people, a bunch of brown, like whatever cultures and everything like that. And because of that, it's because there's so many different people's communities represented in this area. And I think the only thing that has kept us behind New York is the square footage. Like the city of DC is only 10 square miles. It's not a big city at all. New York, Manhattan alone is way bigger than DC, but the boroughs, it's just like they're their own little mini, even though it's New York City, the boroughs
they're
are
on their own little cities, so to
right.
speak. Some people never leave.
And like I was in Brooklyn this past summer, just hanging out, and you go 2 blocks this way, it's the Caribbeans, you go 2 blocks this way, I mean, it's like it's everywhere. So and it's just like that in DC or just in the DMV area. You find pockets of that. So whenever you have people who are just, their family members and stuff are coming, then you're going to have it there. And then you have the fact that people, again, there's a major international airport. So even if you're not vacationing from the DC area, you're getting across country. You're going to Europe. You might be coming from Cali. You might have a stopover in Dulles or whatever. And the same thing, you're coming back from Europe, coming back from wherever, you're going to stop over here. And I mean, the bug is going to spread. So I think just from the sheer logistics of our location, that's why. And then, of course, commerce, like people commute. I know New York, I've seen the shit where people will be driving 2 hours. They live geographically 20, 30 minutes away from their job, but it's a 2-hour commute.
Getting from the Bronx to Brooklyn is the same amount of times as getting from New York to Philly.
Oh, yeah, I'm already hip.
Out of control.
I went to West Point to go visit my homeboy. So that's kind of upstate New York. Okay. But when I came to the city, I hit it on the back end of rush hour on a Friday. Ooh. So I don't know what that tunnel is to come through. And I didn't mind because I didn't have nowhere to be and I wanted to see it. But then I'm like, yeah, this would be fucking insane if I had to do this. And I took whatever bridge it was that dumped me in Brooklyn. And then everyone was like, the Bronx is, you're not getting to the Bronx until like 8 if you were to leave right now. I was like, nah.
Yeah, it would have been a dub. But no, it's interesting that you mentioned that, like, being in an area that is highly, like, I guess, multi-ethnic and stuff like that. A huge thing that they're trying to push this year especially is, like, the 2020 census and all of that stuff. And growing up, I used to always see the shit come in the mail and never really paid it no mind. Mostly black people don't never want to, participate or whatever in that. But I feel like, do you think that now it's important for people to like fill out the census and be seen and be represented, like with everything that's going on nowadays?
I got a love hate with the census, um, just because I'm jaded, you know. But on the one hand, we need to fill out the census because at face value, that's how we get representation for our, you know, our funding and our communities and stuff like that. On the flip side of that is the jaded part of me says that the powers that be are going to look at the census, and if they can manipulate the census as is, they're going to represent it one way, and if not, they're gonna move the goalposts. Kind of like what gerrymandering is with votes and stuff like that, where okay, this is a heavily Democratic area, let's change the voting district so they're not consolidated anymore. So now it's a, you know, you create more Republican districts, so that state which was historically blue is now red. You get what I'm saying? Oh. So I think it's the same. I think it's the same thing with the census. That even if we had 100% participation in the census, it would somehow get flipped against us. But at the same time, it would let us know where we stand. So I would have no reason not to participate in the census, but I just don't look at it as like some of these people come out and say, you can't expect money for your community if you don't fill out the census.
Right.
Let's not
like
do
that. That's what they pushing up here a lot. Is like, you know, with the shit with the ventilators and them not having enough, and with the hospitals
right.
being underfunded in all of the black and brown areas in New
right.
York, it's like those are things that they say that you should fill out the census to be able to combat. So I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm a little torn.
In a perfect world, you should. That's exactly what it's for. But we also got to understand that we got to temper our expectations. It's kind of like the general election where people think, oh, we voted them, and this is black people. We voted Democrat all our lives, so because they're racist, you know what I mean? So, and we won, you know, plenty of times. But have we actually won? We won the election, but have we won for the support that we put in it? You know what I mean? So it's like right now, if Biden, let's say right now Biden won, would the country just do a 180? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? No.
Doubt it. Highly.
No. You know, so yeah, we got what we wanted, but did we though? So that's where I'm coming. But on the flip side, I feel like if we sell it as, look, the census lets us know, it gives us information. Okay, so we can make our own arguments. This is not going to change what is being marketed as if we would just fill out the sentence, the government would just give us what we're supposed to get. Bullshit.
But that's how it's supposed to go.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of supposed tos, you know what I mean? Like, but it's 2020 and people don't understand that this country is more segregated than it was in the 40s and the 50s. It's just not, just because you don't got dudes in hoods and Bull Connor running around with water hoses, you know what I mean? But you look at Chicago. Chicago is an example where of redlining, and it's not like it stopped. We call it redlining. Oh yeah, that's redlining. And they keep doing it. You know what I mean? There's like redlining is happening in 2020. It didn't stop happening when Obama pointed it out or when anybody before him pointed it out. It's still going, but we won't call it segregation because it's not Jim Crow. You know what I mean? Like, but you try moving to the wrong part of the town. Okay.
Yeah, but see, and that's part of the reason why I can't stand gentrification. Like, I feel like, yes, I want, and I keep saying this. I sound like a broken record. Like, I'm all here for areas being gentrified as far as, you know, having places to hang out, getting cleaned up, you know, things being more modernized, things being taken care of. However, when you start pricing those people out, where else are they supposed to go? Like, especially with New York and rent being high and the motherfucker, like, where's motherfuckers supposed to go?
I mean, but here's the thing though, gentrification and on itself is not supposed to be a bad thing. Because what it means is that a higher class of living is moving into an area. The problem is that in this country, the wealth disparity is the wealth disparity. You know what I mean? It's like there was a situation in Philly where somebody brought up where like the same kind of predatory practices that we see where the properties of black people were getting like devalued to the point where somebody would come in and buy them for the low.
Oh, yeah.
And then flip them from a minimal investment and then a minimal investment, but they get over 100-200% profit and everything. And it's terrible. It's obvious when the white man does it. You know what I mean? Like it's maybe not to the person who's getting fleeced, but anybody else who's taking a second look at it is like, oh, you took advantage of it. But in Philly, there was a case where, and it's a black real estate venture. They bought out this property from this elderly couple who didn't know how much their property was worth. You know what I mean? And they bought it from them, and the black people thought they were getting a great deal because they had bills and everything like that,
Right.
and they were able to pay out their bills, and they were
Cash up front is
but then
always best.
they just happened to see how much their property actually sold for, and I think they sold their property to this real estate group for maybe like less than 100,000, and the real estate group flipped it for over 800,000.
Shit.
Over 800,000, and I mean after the profit. That's profit. I'm not talking about like for the sale price.
Shit.
And the only reason they found out about it was because it was in the news. You know what I mean? So, and then they felt betrayed because of how could a black man do that to another black man? Well, at the end of the day, this is business. You know what I mean? And on the one hand, I feel that for the old people, because I'm like, yeah, we expect that from them. Like I feel like if the white people had come to you with that offer,
right,
then you would have naturally been like, nah,
stung a little soft. It wouldn't have stung so hard.
Right. Or it's not even stung hard. Like you probably would have did a little bit more due diligence in finding out just what you had. You might not have still gotten that 800,000, but you would have known to ask for something else because the white people want something from you.
Right.
Well, I'm sure that those black people played on the whole skin folk. Oh, you have a problem? Let me do this. I can get you out of here right now. Hoot, 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 hoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you need this, you need that. It's cool. Thanks for helping me out, my brother. You know what I mean? And on the one hand, did they help him out? Yeah, but did they?
Kinda,
no.
Kinda. But I wouldn't say yeah. That's a kinda.
Right, but the flip side of that is that's what business is supposed to be. You're supposed to enrich an area. The problem is that the wealth. I forgot. I don't know the exact statistics. I don't have them in front of me. But it was like the average net value or net worth of a black person in this country is less than 10% of the average white family. Ugh. Okay, so the gentrifiers are also always white. Are also always white, and the white dollar stays white. We don't have a black gentrified class. You get what I'm saying? And that's what irritates me. Like PG County is where I live. Okay. PG County is, if you Google it right now, the most affluent African-American places in the country. PG County is number 1 and Baldwin Hills is number 2. Now, I don't watch reality TV, but if you watch that Baldwin Hills show,
yeah,
I just remember thinking, oh, these motherfuckers are rich.
Oh no, I've been up there when I went to LA. It is nice.
Right,
like,
but here's the thing. I live in Prince George's County, which is supposed to be the number 1 area, right? And Prince George's County is a large. I didn't look at the city of Baldwin Hills, but I'm pretty sure Prince George's County is way bigger. Okay, so on the one, that's how I justified it. That Prince George's County is more spread out, so you have the wealth spread out over one area versus a city where there's just a bunch of black people who just happen to have money, and it's a lot of money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got a couple comments. Somebody said, right, as my homegirl Stephanie, she said, as a comp professional, I have to use the census data to determine if we have equity issues, and if minorities don't fill it out, it doesn't force companies to meet standards because according to the data, there is less of us in the working age population. Oh shit, I didn't know that. Cause she deals with like compensation and all types of stuff and that type of law. Like my homegirls is smart, so you know.
Right. No, that's what's up. No, and the census definitely has value. It's just I don't the way that it's being sold, and I understand why, because you got to get black people up to do things, and black people don't. They have a lack of faith in the system.
In everything.
Right.
They have a lack of faith in everything because of the shit that has been done over and over and over again.
So the only way to get them to come out is say, this is what you'll get. And if black people don't have a goal, or this is what I get, they just won't get into it. I think that's true, but at the same time, for every person that you get to do this census, it's temporary. You know what I mean? You need to give it to them like, we need to do this so that we know what we are getting, what we're not getting. Not that we're going to get it in the first place, but so that we can use this as a tool to organize later. You know what I mean? And I think that will go a much further way, not necessarily in initial participation in the census, but longevity, because people know it's a tool. You get what I'm saying?
So how often do they do them? Because I don't even know.
I don't even know. I think it's every 4 years. Hold on, look. You can Google it.
Yeah, we could Google it. And cut
it says every 5 years.
It says every 5?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Steph said, I used to show inequities because it's going to help in the long run. I hope so. I really and truly do hope so. And I think like everything is just happening at one time. Like it's an election year, it's a fucking national pandemic, it's freaking another recession, so to speak, quote unquote. Like it's just too much being compounded on top of each other. Like I can't take.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like stuff is spiraling out of control, but at the same time, like I want to say we've seen worse. The world has seen worse than this. You know what I mean? You got some people convinced this is the Book of Revelations playing out. Okay, you know what I mean? Like if it is, then what? You know what I mean? Like,
I
and then,
mean, then you better get right with the Lord. What you mean?
right.
Then what?
Here's my thing though. Like, okay, if this is the Book of Revelations, I think plagues are a little bit more plaguier than, and I'm not trying to downplay, the impact that COVID-19 has had in millions of people's lives, because never mind the thousands of people who have been infected and that have died, their loved ones and everything. But in my mind, a plague, when I hear the word plague, I think bubonic plague that took out over half the population of the earth at the time.
It gotta be that. It gotta be like to
right.
that magnitude.
At least they, I'm sure when that was happening, they were thinking it was the Book of Revelations. It was the second coming. You know what I mean? Like, so a 3% mortality, spiking in certain demographics, that's just not doing it for me. However, what, if anything, was heralding the end of times is how niggas is acting. Like the toilet paper and like, it's funny too, because
the fact that I still can't buy Lysol to this day is a problem.
Like, and the funniest thing was, you saw on my page where my car was been getting harassed by this bird.
By the bird.
Yeah. And so that was 2 weeks before my job decided to start letting me work from home. Okay, so I think New York had its first case by then of corona, but there wasn't like a lockdown. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And, so I came home and this bird was pecking the shit out of my car, and I went into a rage, and I went in the house to go get my pellet gun, but it's an old gun and I didn't have any faith in it to shoot the way I needed it. So I went all the way to Bass Pro Shops, which is about 30 minutes away. So that's how pissed off I was that I hopped in Mustang and I drove down there. I went down there, I got a pellet gun. So I went and got it, and I went to go get it sighted in, and then I found out that the stupid bird is protected, so I can't shoot the fucking bird. But the point is,
I mean, you could shoot it and just throw it away and won't nobody know.
Well, I absolutely can. I just won't, because I'm also a hunter. I'm a hunter, and the difference between a hunter and a poacher is that we follow rules. So for now, the bird gets to live. But while I was in there, the whole point of this was I was in Bass Pro Shops, and I don't know if you've ever been in a Bass Pro Shop, but it's like everything outdoors, so you can do hunting, fishing, stuff like that. And they sell the pellet guns in the same place that they sell the guns. And when I tell you, I've never seen that many black people at one time in an outdoor store, let alone.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
And it warmed my heart. I was looking around and I'm like, oh, now y'all niggas want guns. And part of me was judging you because I'm Mr. Guns. I'm all. So
Are
I'm just
you
looking.
Really?
Yes, I am. I keep forgetting that people don't know this, but I've got all the guns. Yes.
I think you said I have all the guns.
Well, not all the guns, but most of the guns. I need more. The only reason I don't have all the guns is because I'm poor.
But see, first of all, I'm gonna stop you right there. I don't even think it's fair that everyone outside of New York gets to have all the guns. Like, we don't.
Oh, y'all did it. Y'all did it, and we can get on the gun route.
We don't get no guns up here.
New York, California, and the city of Chicago are the biggest threats to our gun. When I say our gun rights, but when I say that, people start thinking I sound like the comment section for the alt-right or whatever, oh, they're gonna take our guns, and they are. Like, that's the one thing, they make sense, you know what I mean? But people don't want to see it because one, it's fear, and then two, most black people that aren't in the life, if you will, don't own guns or don't want to own guns. And part of it is because we grow up hearing stories about gun violence and our friend, so it's a real, we associate that.
Like getting caught with guns, especially up here, that is like,
as a brown person, yeah.
That's the ending. That's the end. Like,
and if your last name is Burris and you don't got the cajillions of dollars to, like Gilbert Arenas got caught with that whole pistol situation where he whipped it out on that rookie because he lost a bet, clown. But he did that shit at the height of DC anti-gunness, where like there was some crazy, where like for every round that you had in the magazine. Not a clip, black people, it's a magazine. But every round that you had in the magazine was a year. And the average Glock can carry anywhere from 15 to
like 20 something.
Right, and then the gun itself was 20. So you got the gun plus whatever the and don't let it be hollow points or some crazy shit like that. You know what I mean? And somehow he skated off of that because he was a goddamn wizard. You know what I mean? Like literally, he was the wizard. Yeah, if you don't got that wizard lawyer money,
But see, I'm
yeah,
not even thinking about it from like a legal standpoint. I'm just saying, like, if God forbid anything was to happen, like everybody kept saying, like, oh, what if martial law happens, or what if total
yeah.
anarchy happens, blah blah blah. Every state around New York gets to have guns, but New York doesn't. So we're
Oh yeah, I
fucked.
know. Every time I come up there, I gotta, cause I like to carry. I have a carry permit, but I can't carry in this area because DC and Maryland don't respect my permit. They don't have reciprocity, and while Maryland offers a permit, you can't get it. And they took that page out of New York and California's book. So yeah, New York is a sitting duck, and that's the whole thing.
I gotta move. Or
People,
at least gotta get property somewhere else so I could just register my guns to wherever that other
yeah.
place is. But
Didn't that security guard just get arrested and they tried to throw hella years at him? Where he's an armed security guard and he has his gun for work and he had his permit and everything, and they pulled him over and tried to lock him up for having a red. Yeah, y'all didn't hear it. I heard about it because it was blowing up the gun blogs and everything, but it was a black dude,
can't we
armed
follow
security.
gun blogs, nigga?
Yeah, you gotta know what's happening.
Well, you know what, that is true because one of my homegirls in Atlanta, her brother is like really big on like black gun ownership, and like he does classes, he does where he teaches people about the laws and all of that good shit. But yeah, before we end up on a whole rant about that, did you see Drake's baby?
Huh?
Did you see Drake's baby?
I did. Yo, what that meme say with Pusha T? He said he said the nigga Adonis white like that coke I used to sell.
I mean, if grandma's baby was ever a person,
it had her whole face. And I actually see Drake in the cheek. It's a child, so they got the baby fat, but I see Drake in this whole area right here. Yeah, Drake without the beard, the grassy Drake.
Wheelchair Jimmy.
But the features, I mean, it's clear that people don't know how Punnett squares and genetics work.
You want to know what's so funny? I had saw one where they was like showing how two brown hair people can have a blonde baby by accident and all of that other
By
stuff.
accident?
And, I mean, it's an accident because
Is it, or is it just unexpectedly? It's not an accident.
it's an accident. But I just felt like people were so rude with them. I mean, memes are funny. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They're hilarious. But when you're talking about a baby, people could take it a little too far.
If I was Drake right now, especially in this like quarantine where everybody's on Instagram Live and all that shit, I would be roasting everybody who popped up in my notice, like just one bar for every person that came up. You know how like the DJs are going on for like an hour and everything like that? I just go on to my comments.
A whole live roasting
like,
people in the comments.
Just, like have you got the whole OVO team, right? So he can have one dude pulling up the thing, like having Scream Man like on the JBP, put up the comment so he can see it. You know what I mean?
And just go
and then
off.
Drake big up that dude's profile so Drake would have something to roast off his profile picture and just go to the next one. Because what would that do? One, it would show that this nigga don't need a ghostwriter. Two, he could get his shit off. And three, it's entertainment. You know what I mean? It's entertainment.
You getting in your manager bag.
It's entertainment. Just like he get into the little niche that the DJs and everything have popped up with these DJ battles and shit like that. Because what he's doing now, and again, this is just based off the JBP. I'm not.
Oh, the TikTok dance that he just did.
Them TikTok dances, or like he's calling everything a leak, but you put it out, my nigga. Like,
he leaked it. It wasn't supposed to come out, and he put it out.
When they hear leak, it means ooh, let me go grab this. And we haven't had that. We haven't had that buzz since like we was giving our computers AIDS with LimeWire and FrostWire and shit. Like those were leaks, my nigga. Like you know what I mean. But these are finished tracks. But when you say it's a leak, it gets the people to go buy it. So I get it. I'm from a marketing standpoint, I so get it. But that could, I don't know. I don't need to be telling Drake how to market his shit. He's like the highest paid everything. So, but I just think it would be hot. And then he could get his shit off. And couldn't nobody call him emotional because you talking about his fucking son. You know what I mean? Like,
which I understand more now why he wasn't quick to rush and tell everybody.
He told you niggas he was hiding his kid from the world. Like,
yeah, but you pick a national pandemic to now want to show the world your kid? Like, you could have did
you try to bring light to the masses.
You know what? Okay, we gonna end that segment and we gonna take.
Nah, hold on, no. Let's get into his old lady though. So look, when she first came out, I was underwhelmed. Okay,
you were underwhelmed.
I wasn't,
you wasn't just regularly whelmed.
No, it was under subwhelmed. But here's the thing though, not because I thought she was terrible. It's because it's fucking Drake, my nigga. Like I've seen your cat facts, my nigga. And those are just the ones I know about. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's had what? It was Rihanna,
Brenda, Latifah,
Takara,
Linda,
Melissa
Felicia,
Ford.
Dawn, LaShawn, Annette. Like,
I mean, he had some bad
yes,
black joints.
yeah. You know,
Bad,
and those are just the famous ones. You know, for
bad.
everyone well-known baddie, it was the Instagram chicks whose followers are still in the tens and twenties of thousands, who are still tough. You know what I mean? Who normally only smash drug dealers. He was tagging them too. You know what I mean?
But I mean, I don't know what Shorty does. Like, I'm gonna just put it out there. Like, she could be like the bomb accountant.
She's an artist, evidently.
Or like,
and oh yeah, I don't mean to diminish like the fact that she's a person. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about from the strict what Drake's old work. What does she look like? Vibe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how this happened. But then somebody told me, somebody who follows the blogs and everything, said that her and Malaya were actually best friends back in the day.
Oh, the stripper Malaya, the one that he was in love with.
Yeah. So you know that this is what I feel like this was just a threesome that when they broke up, they were just keeping it, and they were probably wronging each other back when he was smashing Malaya, and then that's what happened. That's pure speculation. I don't know, but that's how I feel. But the point
like
is,
how you connected them dots, though.
Because that's what happens. If you having a threesome with your main and somebody else, and it's her friend, you might have used condoms that first time, that second time, but eventually we all cool. You know what I mean? And then y'all fell out. That might be why y'all fell out, because y'all was having playtime individually and not three-way no more. You know what I mean? And then she lives in South Africa or some shit.
I couldn't even tell.
She lives somewhere. So he on the road. That's his in-house, in-country, whatever. He's over there.
Oof.
And then she just kept it. So,
this is the mess that y'all niggas get yourselves into. This is the exact mess. Because you say you don't got no kids that you know of, but
why you sound like my mom now, like
that you know of.
My mom, I don't know who taught my mom the word thought, but I can't like leave the house. Like, where you going?
Your mom calls you a thought
all the time, like. But she says it with a grin, like she just really wants to be a grandmother again. So I'm just like, no, like.
I mean, well, now we gonna end the what had happened was, and we gonna get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
Because that's what I kind of hyped all my friends to come and watch, is the relationship conversation. And so we're gonna dig a little bit deeper into your relationship stuff before we ask the topic of the day. Sure am. So, you said you are very single. Quite single was exactly what you said.
Indeed.
Explain that. Why? What happened?
Why?
Yeah, why?
I've never been like a serial dater or nothing like that. Or like, I've only had the number one official exclusive.
And you're 35?
Yep.
Sir.
I've never been the person who needs someone. Does that make sense? Like I don't believe in having people or like having somebody just to say I have a girlfriend and then not be where I want to be or need to be. You get what I'm saying?
Well, how long was your one relationship? Let's start there.
I knew that shit was coming. So officially, like from start to finish, it was only technically about 3.5 months. However, I've known that girl for like well over 10 years. Like, so well over 10 years. And then we were in the talking phase where we weren't official, but I wasn't like messing with nobody else for like a whole 3 months before that too.
Sir,
so,
you are 35 with only a 3-month relationship under your belt.
No, I freely admit that I'm like, what do you call it? Like an emotional infant, if you will. However, I also freely admit that I don't have the damage that a lot of you motherfuckers have because you picked up from just learning the hard way with motherfuckers just for the sake of being with motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, cause I be seeing niggas going through it with their girls. I'm like, okay, on the one hand, it's cool to have a chick around, but I'm like, I don't want to end up hating women, and me going through this would make me hate women. And I already get accused of hating women on my page all the time. I'm a misogynist, and all it really just took was I disagreed with you, shorty, and now I'm a misogynist. But
I don't necessarily think you are a misogynist, and I don't necessarily believe that you hate women. However,
I call it all the time.
However, I do think that there is something there. You mentioned your mom, so I'm pretty sure y'all have a good enough relationship to where I can't say that it's mommy issues. However, there is something to be said about
I mean,
why you have not been in an actual
I
like.
don't,
Do you know what it is to like build and compromise and deal and like?
yeah, yeah. Like, and the reason, like, I feel like my relationship ended off with some dumb shit, but it wasn't like, oh, I wouldn't see something her way or anything like that. It just felt like, where is this coming from? And then I felt like I was dating more than her. I was dating her whole fucking clique. You know what I mean? Like, so,
Wait, what?
like, I felt like there were other factors that were stressing our relationship other than us. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Okay.
So, and that's where that ended. But like, yeah, I mean, everyone's out here afraid of commitment and shit. Like, everything I do is a fucking commitment. Like, I joined the military. I'm in a fraternity. Like I don't quit things. You know what I mean? So it's not that I would. And don't get me wrong. Every dude likes new vagina, but I also told you, I'm lazy. Like, I don't, I don't be running behind chicks. And then two,
What the
I got
fuck is
support.
running behind? Yo, y'all niggas make me so mad. Y'all make me so mad.
What?
It is not about. It's not running behind a woman having genuine interest. If this is a woman that if you're not interested in her outside of vagina, then that's completely different.
No,
I'm just
absolutely.
having it a hard time understanding how you have yet to meet a woman that makes you say,
No,
"Hmm."
no, no, no. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I didn't
Okay.
say I have yet to meet a woman. I said it's not from like a trying. I tried plenty of times. It just didn't work out. But it's just like I don't. What I think most people do is like you'll see somebody that you really like. You'll want them. Maybe they're not feeling you. Maybe they're not after you, and then you go after somebody else. You know what I mean? Because you're in hunting mode. That's never been me. It's like, all right, I'll fall back. You know what I mean? Like there've been plenty that cross, and then I think most of it has always been like uh not the right time. You know what I mean? Like the funniest thing is I'm the king of that girl who hits me up 10 years after the fact, or either because
Or
oh
she
you
hits you up after the
yeah,
fact.
like I always liked you. I'm like, lady, you've never seen me with a girl, like ever. Like you can't. And I'm not saying I never, I wasn't getting it in, but you can't name one girl I've been with. And here's the thing, I don't know where you went to school, but I went to an HBCU. Okay.
I went to a PWI in Atlanta.
Okay. So I went to Tuskegee, and HBCUs are like the 13th grade. Everybody knows everybody knows everybody knows
I
everybody.
was in the
Okay.
13th grade.
It is. It's like everybody knows even the people who are lame and don't leave their dorm. If you say a name, people know their name. Okay. So, and then you factor at my university at Tuskegee, when I was a freshman, the ratio was like 13-1, meaning for every one
Wait,
dude.
female to male?
Yeah. For
See,
every one
Atlanta was
dude.
8-1, and I almost lost my mind.
Listen,
Like,
for every dude, it was 13 chicks. And then by the time I graduated, it was like to like 15, 16. And they were tough. They were Tuskegee had some baddies. You understand me? So it's like you were
and you
if
were
you
cute, so y'all was nasty. Y'all was running through
but
hoes.
I crossed late. I crossed late, number one. I was damn near a senior when I did. Number two,
Oh,
I've never been one for the groupies because I like it to not burn when I pee. So,
uh,
so I'm not gonna say I've never had a group like groupies come after me or anything, and I've never indulged one, but that's never been my thing. Yeah, I didn't join the bros to go get vagina. Okay, I knew it was gonna be a side effect, and my it definitely went up. Like my rate went up, but that wasn't why I did this. You know what I'm saying? But the point is though, I've never been that dude who's just been in the streets, like slaying. That I've never been running after girls whether or not I like them or not. If I like you, I'll let you know it, but I'm not. I don't press a vibe. Does that make
how you
sense?
let girls know you like them?
I do the light skin squint,
Oh
out for the
God.
bomb,
Oh God.
off for the bomb, a fish sandwich. Nah, like I just flat out tell you, like it's changed. Back in the day, I used to get off on the whole do the mix CD shit in the Frostwire vibe. You know what I mean?
Aw,
Like pick songs made
you
me
are
think of
so
you.
light skinned. You was making mixtapes for bitches.
Yeah, man. Then depending on the time of the year, whatever holiday. Obviously, Valentine's Day is easy enough, but like, other shit that was fast. Hey, what are you doing for this day? I don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Oh, okay, let's go somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fuck with St. Patrick's Day either. Obviously, I'm just trying to hang out with you. Or you just flat out tell them, like, I'll flat out ask you, like, you got a man? No, you want one? No. Just dumb shit like that.
Oh my God, you were so cheesy.
But it is what it is. Like I don't believe in doing all that.
But then
And
you
on the one
mentioned
hand,
earlier that you're lazy and you don't feel like doing a lot. And I don't feel like nowadays it shouldn't take a lot. It's clear intentions. Like you
it
said,
does. It does
30
for
no
me.
no no. 30-year-old women, like you said, are very clear and concise. They know what they want. They know what they've been through. They know what they don't want to go through ever again. And it should just be a conversation.
Clear
It should
is
just
clear.
be what are you looking for? Okay, this is what I'm looking for. How can we meet in the middle? How can we compromise?
Clear is relative though, because like
what do you mean?
They will say one thing and think that that's what they want. That's not what they want. Number one. Number two, it's like I'm not about to marry you off of a date or two. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm dating with a purpose. I'm like, okay, everybody's got a purpose. You know what I mean? Like you flat out telling me that I'm looking for, you know, I'm like, that's fine. Like, and I don't knock you for that. But here's the thing, it hurts. You know, kind of like when I said I don't go for groupies and shit like that. Because I mean they're fun, but I don't go to the Q party to go find a chick who came there to go smash Q. That's just not why I'm there. Okay. The same flip side is like if there was an episode of Fresh Prince where like the chick who played Regine on Living Single, she was guest starring on there, and he wanted to beat, but she was a virgin, so he married her so he could. Yeah. You remember that episode?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like it is these days when I meet chicks off of like let's say it's Tinder or whatever. You know, I'm dating with a purpose. You know, I'm looking for my future husband. Whatever. That's cool. You know what I mean? So now I got the devil. I'm like, should I be that dude? But I've never been that dude. I've never lied for plums. I'm not about to do it.
That's what that means.
But so then there's a flip side. Okay, maybe I'm taking it to the stream. Let me go find out what she's about, right? But then like chicks will be like, if you're not pressing them or like, oh, you ghosted me, you wasted my time. I was like, chick, I didn't even know your middle name before today. You want me to tell you how open I am to marriage or whatever? I'm open to marriage, but that don't mean I'm about to marry you. But I feel like chicks don't even see me no more. They see the fact that I'm not 5'9", that I don't have a neck tat, that I don't have any kids, that I don't have any felonies. 6 even, not like
carried not 5'10" and lying.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Like, so, you know, whatever little measurable list that in your mind y'all think y'all need, but I know I got plenty of short niggas with my homies that will crack easily. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. The point is, I feel like you're almost seeing, it's almost like the NFL combine. Okay, you're looking at my 40 time. You know what I mean?
Okay. I will say that I've caught myself that on like the later end of my dating, because I won't say I just started, but I do realize that when dudes check off certain check boxes, my mind will get carried away with itself.
Yes,
but I have to, keep it player, and I gotta, keep myself intact. But I'm just saying, like, to stop the rant just a smidge. I feel like men get like, I don't understand why y'all don't get when women say we're dating with intentions, meaning we're not just casual. Like, we're gonna if you're not in the mindset to want to be married or to date monogamously just yet, then you gotta be friend zoned. But so many men have built up the friend zone to be like this evil, heinous place that niggas is like, if we don't fuck within the first 48 hours, I'm not messing with you.
I can see that. But
and that's where the disconnect continues to happen, and people got to get over that. Like, if you're not gonna be willing to jump in head first and say like, all right, we're gonna be together and we're gonna figure it out, then you at least got to be comfortable with just being my friend.
Which is cool, but here's the thing though, it's like I told you, in my experience, when I'm nice to a girl, I find out later that I let her on. I'm like, why? Because I didn't kick you out, or because I took you out to eat, like you know what I mean? Because I called you back, or you made her feel more special than she was. I'm like, I like her, like we're good. I'm just not quite there yet, you know what I mean? Or we might get there at some point. Like, I take responsibility for one heart that I broke, and I still don't think, I can't say I don't think I broke it, because she was definitely heartbroken over, but that was never my intent. But I made that clear, and like, she was ready to move to come up here and live.
Okay, yeah.
Like, Shorty was gonna move up. She had come out to see me when I was in the military, out in the middle of nowhere in North Dakota. Real cool chick, beautiful chick. We had a great time and everything like that. But I also felt like, I'm moving back home now. She's from Atlanta, and she wants to give this like the local try. So she's gonna move up here. I'm like, you moving up here for me, because that's what it is.
Oh.
Okay, you're moving up here for me.
Yeah, bitches moving for you.
That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay.
Importing the pussy from other places?
I didn't say all that, but I was like, if you come up here for me, then that means that's exactly what that means. You came up from here for me. So then eventually, like, you cross states, you uprooted your life, and you have a job you could do. But now I'm like, to be a girlfriend? And now you're gonna be like, okay, you came up here, you moved up here to be my girlfriend. So how long until I'm engaged with you? You know what I mean? Like, no.
Well, yeah, let me ask you, how long do you think, because I mean, well, I don't know, but in your I guess the way your brain works, what do you think is a good, what you call it? Because that's kind
I
of
don't
gonna
have a
move
timeline.
into
I
the
don't have a
topic of
timeline
the
at all.
day.
If I feel it, I'm with it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I could, if everything was ideal, meaning like if we lived within 20, 30 minutes of each other, you know what I mean? So there was no impetus to make us live together, you know what I mean? Or constantly be over there just because for convenience sake, for money's sake, and we just vibe to the point. I proposed as soon as I felt like, yeah, this is where I want to be. There's no timeline. I don't need to know, give her a trial period for a year or none of that shit of coffee dates. No, not that's not where I'm coming from with it. It's just like I feel like if I'm making you uproot your life for me, you know, yeah, right now you're cool with being my girlfriend, but you're also looking at I'm supposed to start saving for a ring now because I'm,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And that I wasn't willing to start that whole cascade of things. You know what I mean? Like,
See, that's why I can't do nothing for no nigga. I gotta do shit for me because, like, you like, yeah, just know if you come up here,
no,
it
that,
ain't no
and
marathon.
if I was a goon, I would have did that, but I'm not.
Okay.
You feel me? That's where I'm coming from.
Okay.
So that's the other reason why I don't just dive into relationships because one minute you feel like this girl's telling people you wasted the best years of her life. Like, I don't need that. No, I don't need that.
Well, that brings us to the topic of the day. Found this, what was it, like a post or something in the store?
Yeah, not the hypoghettocal.
The hypoghettocal. I like that. I'm gonna keep that. So this was posted, I want to say a couple days ago. I don't know, the date's not on here, but it says, my girlfriend of 6 months has been out of work for the past 2 weeks, and she just got word that she'll be laid off permanently. She asked me could she move in with me. I told her that I'm not ready to share my home with anyone. She offered to pay half the bills, and I declined. She then proceeded to ask if I could pay her rent for the next month. I told her that I'm uncomfortable doing things that a husband should do for my girlfriend, but I told her that she could borrow $300. She says that I'm wrong for not helping her out during her time of need, but this isn't the case in my perspective. She says that she isn't sure she will continue dating me. Am I wrong here, or is this just another case of a woman feeling entitled? And I told you from jump that I did not agree with homie at all, and I was ready to argue that
You said
down.
he wrong. I was like, okay.
Wrong. Dead ass wrong. He's dead ass wrong. Dead ass wrong. No ifs, ands, buts. 2 ways about it. He's wrong. He's wrong.
All right, let me start this off with, had this been me in my position, I don't see myself acting like that. For a simple reason that, like, I'm super helpful with people who are not my girl, who have never given me any vagina, like, who I probably want some vagina from, and probably, you know what I mean? But that's not a condition of me doing right for them, because, again, I have fucking manners, and then, 2, I believe in karma. You know what I mean? I have 2 sisters that I want to know that if they're out somewhere, somebody is not going to leverage sex or otherwise to help them in their time of need. Okay, so that's just not who I am. All right, any of my female friends on my post will tell you, because I don't bring shit up because I don't do it for recognition or I'm not a nice guy. You know what I mean? Like, but if I fuck with you, I'll give you my last to if you're in dire straits. So that's just to put that out there. How the fuck ever, I absolutely see where he's coming from on this on multiple fronts. If you break down the scenario, okay, she lost her job, and that's unfortunate. Okay. And first she asked to move in, and he's like, nah, I need my space. And that's kind of where I was getting at with Shorty trying to move up, okay? Because if it was just a room, I bet you, like, if it was just like his homeboy, he might have done it, you know what I mean? Or just like his cousin, his sister, something like that. Like, he might have had to get guilted into it, but he would have done it because at the end of the day, if it was family or friends, it's understood that you got to leave at some point. Okay? With your girl, though, but like, let's say he brings her in, right? And this was brought on by her circumstance, not because they felt so close that, okay, I want to live with you, see you 24/7, share your toothbrush, whatever the fuck, okay? It's because of the circumstance, okay? Let's say she's there for like a month, and she gets another job, a better job, makes way more than she did before. How's he supposed to get her out of his crib? He can't. Wait, he can't. He's going to be like, okay, well, you're on your place. Let me help you move. No, why do you want me to leave? I thought we were good together. You see what I'm saying? And now the relationship is suffering because that he wasn't, and maybe he still wanted to move forward. Maybe. Or maybe he had other broads. I don't know. Maybe he was cheating on her. The point is the relationship is now intertwined with that circumstance, and now there's no going back from it without damaging the relationship. Whereas And you know, the argument that I hear from women is, oh, well, that's what a relationship is. You're supposed to want to build. Yeah, build organically though. You know what I mean? Like a movement is a big step. And where he would love at face, he could very well at face value want to help you with moving in, and he probably might not even charge you the rent, and that's part of the reason why the money wasn't the issue. You know what I mean? He probably wouldn't even charge you, but he knew that there is not going to be any getting you out of here unless I break up with you. That's number one. Number two, all the live long day we have to hear about how y'all will not do this, that, and the third for a boyfriend. And all we want is a fucking sandwich or, you know, whatever the hell it is. And now, because he's supposed to surrender agency to his living space because she's in trouble. And yeah, I understand it's no fault of her own. But don't y'all come on this internet, on Al Gore's internet, and wax poetic. And a black woman deserves love without having to struggle, without having to hold somebody down. Da, 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 da. And I yes it. Like, I like it. I agree with it. I am not in opposition to that. You know what I mean? But this man is just supposed to, because she surrendered it. And again, I probably would have told Shorty, I wouldn't even, you know, unless I was struggling or something like that, you don't even have to put it on the bills. Come live. And that would have been easier for me to also, okay, you don't pay no bills here. So afterwards, we need to think about this once you're back on your feet. You know what I mean? But again, that would be my
conversation. He didn't even have the conversation.
But my hesitation,
he nipped that shit in the butt.
Right, because
from the beginning,
and that's it, right.
But it
because
wasn't finished.
Because and here's the thing. So let's go to the second paragraph. So she said, when he said no, what did she say? She said,
well,
okay,
I'll help you with the rent.
Nah, you're skipping one.
What?
She said, can I move in? He said, nah, this is my space. And then she said, I'll pay half the bills. Right. Or I'll put money on the bills, right?
Yes.
So that shows the show that her first, she was just like, yo, can I just soak on your account? And yeah, I'm your girl. I'm giving you the exclusive, probably condomless vagina, whatever. Can I come live there? And then she had to say, oh, okay, well, I'll pay bills. Anybody else who would come do that, it would be understood. I'm going to pay you what I can. So that's number one. She was entitled to his space. When he said no, then she was like, fine, I'll pay something. And he's like, nah, it's not even about the money. Okay.
So because the money wasn't the first choice. All right, fine.
But I'm just saying that's her mentality. I'm not even saying that the money had anything to do for him. You know what I mean? But it just goes to show. It's the same thing when they go to the restaurants. Oh, is this going to be together, separate? Which I'll do.
Oh, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm a bold bitch. Oh, it's going to be with him.
Or that too. You know what I mean?
Or like, get that. Or we would have had that conversation before we got there.
Yeah.
But finish your point.
That's the mentality, though. The minute she came in there, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna sit on your couch or whatever. And I hate how that sounds, because it sounds like I'm painting her as a shiftless moocher, and that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm saying at all. I fully acknowledge that this was a situation that was beyond her control. But the fact,
girlfriend. And somebody in the comments, hi Erica. Give me 1 second. Erica said, I'm sure he didn't have a problem with fucking her like a husband, though.
What does that even fucking mean? What the fuck? No, put a pin in that shit. We're gonna come back to that.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm just throwing them out there, but you can finish your point.
Yeah. So she didn't have and then she leveraged. Okay, I'll pay half or put whatever the amount. She didn't say much. She said, I'll help you out with bills. So that could have been $1. That could have been, you know what I mean? But
that could have been washing his dirty drawers. That could have been keeping his house clean.
No, but she said, "Hell, I'll give you money for the bills." That's not washing his dirty drawers. She said, "I will pay X amount of dollars for it." So if a dude is coming in to my plate, like if it was a guy, it wasn't the girl, that means to me, you're at the very least going to try and cover half the rent. I don't, you know what I mean, or at least 33%, maybe some, and the utilities, whatever. I don't know. It really just depends on how much the rent is. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then he was like, nah, keep that. And she was like, okay, then pay my rent this next month. I'm like, how is you going to pay half my rent or any of my bills? And then now you're asking me to pay your whole rent. Now
because her whole rent could be 2 times or 2-3 months of helping you pay your rent.
No, but you're not even asking me for help on your rent. You're asking me to pay your rent. And that's where the entitlement comes to. And then, well, how fucking you like, okay, when does that start? You're getting some dick too, number one, and obviously you like it because I'm your boyfriend. I'm not your whatever. That's, you know debatable. What I mean? You're calling me back just like I'm calling you back. So you getting the dick too, okay? And even if it's just dick, you know what it's not doing? It's not making you pregnant. It's not making you itch. So it's safe dick, okay? You don't have to call you like That's what that is. So you can cut that. Well, she's yeah, and the fact that she thinks she sees her sex is I'm entitled to all of your shit. Okay, that's what it is.
Right.
And then she moves in. Okay, well he let me move in. Okay, let's say the month goes by, right? She's back on her feet. He wants her to leave. She don't. Why you want me to leave? I thought we were building something.
They could have had that conversation again. That conversation could have been, okay, you could come stay until you get a new job, or you could come stay until you save X amount of dollars. Like that could have been up front to where when she moved in, she was under clear understanding that this was going to end at a certain point.
And then a month later, after all this cute fucking dating, living cooch and all this other shit, well, you know, we've been living together and you know, she wants to stay. Like, no.
Yeah, but how you figure she might not want to leave? She might find out that nigga is nasty or he don't look right or whatever, and she want to get the fuck out of it. You don't know.
But you know what happens when you deal with mites? You open yourself up for stupid shit. He has to protect his fucking peace. He got to protect his space. And he's looking. He might have been here before with another girl. So he doesn't want to lead her on. Because when you do this shit, and then, okay, let's say, and it goes left. She don't want to leave. They break up. What is she going to say? Why you even let me in if you weren't trying to move forward with me? I'm like, bitch, if it was that, you'd be homeless. What the fuck?
So then you say that and you wait for the pan to come across the room. That's all. But either way,
and that's the shit I'm talking about. Now you throw a pan at me in my house, but I'm going to jail. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Nigga, you can do 24 hours. You be all right.
Nah, I'm not getting booked, and it's gonna be more than 24 hours because you hit me with something. I'm gonna hit you back, and it just wasn't.
But nah, I think he's wrong. I think he's wrong. I think he's dead wrong because I feel like if the roles are reversed, and he lost his job, there would have been no second thought on the planet for her to move him in. And women are constantly overextending themselves and doing for men in ways that y'all don't even necessarily deserve, and we never get that shit back. And it just makes me so angry to know that he really is like, oh, she is that just another woman being entitled. It's not entitled. You are my man. I am your girl. You should want me to be okay. $300? What the fuck is she gonna do with $300? Like,
no, and it was alone, right? It's kind of like Trump with this thing,
like,
right?
What the fuck is she?
But here's the thing,
what is she gonna do with that?
But here's the thing, though. So you're saying, and I fully agree, especially with black women, where there's no reciprocity oftentimes with black men. From the most obvious and most recent examples with Gab Union and Terry Crews, where
yes, she was backing him.
Right.
She was backing him when he was talking about he got touched on as a grown ass fucking man, and the first chance he got to throw her under the bus. Oh, I've never had any racism happen to me. I've never had that.
Or just like with Me Too, where with black men were defending Cosby and shit like that. When they go to bat for Trayvon Martin, and I'm with that on the existential, on the systemic tip. But when it comes to overextending yourself and everything like that for somebody who you shouldn't. A lot of times, I would say 8 out of 10 times, is because women are famous for selling themselves a dream. Y'all get so mad at us for not being as dumb as y'all. And when I say dumb, I don't mean I don't mean that like pejoratively. I don't think women are not unintelligent. I mean, like, what I'm saying is,
like, emotionally dumb, like we'll let our emotions run us.
You're making a stupid ass decision with the best of intentions, and you get mad that we as men don't do that same shit. Y'all gotta stop that shit. You got to.
If we were, y'all would be so fucked up. If we moved the way men move,
we would.
Y'all would, as a whole, collapse. Like,
and I'm with it. And maybe we need to collapse so you can get some fucking reciprocity, because it's just like with the Democrats. Until this shit burns down in this country, until white people are fucked up just as bad as we are, nothing's gonna change. Because it's still better to be white than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only good thing about Trump. And as bad as it is, as Trump is making it for anybody brown, you know what I mean? It's not going to be until white people are fed up with him that anything changes in this country. And we see that we're not even there yet. Because he's about to get reelected again. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, until women, it's like, what was that stupid movie? I didn't even watch it because people just ruined it for me. Chirac, where I think the plot of the Chirac was that
all the girls decided they wasn't gonna fuck the dudes until the gun violence stopped.
And it sounds good, but it wouldn't work for a couple of reasons. One, because, and I hate to say it, men would just start raping women, and it's insane. It's just the entitlement.
So y'all just gonna skip past the hoes and go straight to rape, huh?
No, not this man. I'm just saying that, like, when rape is already a terrible problem because of men's entitlement. You know what I mean? if y'all were actually on one accord and stopped doing this, I think most of us would change, but enough of us wouldn't, and would just the violence against women would increase and it'd be fucking terrible. But from an ideological standpoint, that's what needs to happen. Okay. That's why we haven't changed.
That, ladies?
There's certain things that men don't put up with. Like, y'all get so mad. Y'all always see these memes where it's like, women get cheated on and hold a man down, but the minute a woman cheats on a man, he out. I'm like, yes. And what have you learned? Not a damn thing, obviously. Like,
but then again, it's like you said, like you had a situation where it was what 15, damn near 15 women to one. In other areas, it's 8, 9, 10 to one. So there's always gonna be another woman that is going to want a man who will take y'all.
And I understand the disadvantage.
But that doesn't mean that y'all get a green light to just be.
It doesn't, but there's no pressure. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys are at the disadvantage because of the numbers, just from the male female demographic. And then let's not even talk about eligible spouses, where if you're a college educated woman, master's degree, you want to be equally yoked, or at least some way, maybe not from degrees, but at least earning power and stuff like that. Like, he could be a mechanic, but if he's a dope mechanic, they get paid. You know what I mean?
At least not even earning potential, just actual real life potential. Like, are you someone with aspirations, dreams, ambitions, blah blah blah? Like, you don't have to be. I mean, it would be great if you were CEO of a Fortune 500, but if all you have is your mechanic, license or whatever the hell it's called, do you want to own a shop? Do you want to own a couple of shops? Like, do you want to just work for this one person and constantly, like, that's the thing that we're not being met with. And it's not enough guys that are doing that. And I also think that we might not necessarily have the power to change all of y'all, but what about y'all's and y'all men camaraderie?
And that's the other
y'all
thing.
Don't keep each other accountable.
I think you see my posts. I think you see my, and I don't by any means promote myself to be as like the paragon of champion of women or anything like that. And I don't think any woman will let me get away with it, because like I tell you all the time, I get called all kinds of women hater, misogynist, this and that there. But I know you have seen me tear fire to other niggas' asses who do dumb shit. So, but it's just certain things. But when I do it, because I don't ignore the culpability or accountability that the female may have played. There I go. I said female. That the woman might have played in the situation. You know what I mean?
New York, we say female. It happens.
That still means that he was wrong. So I hold, because I don't believe in slut shaming. You know what I mean? I don't believe that a woman has to be, put up with the struggle of getting abused, getting cheated on, outside babies to deal, hold a man down. I'm not for that, because I got sisters. I shoot a nigga. Like, that's just what the fuck happened. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, it's like I tell my sisters, like, look, I'm gonna go sleep him. I'm gonna go risk a charge or worse because you being stupid. And I'm gonna do it without a question. But
why gotta be her being stupid and not
emotionally? Because he might have done something. That's if he did something dumb in the situation. I'm gonna tell my sister that you're dumb. I'm gonna go hurt him. That's not a problem. But you being dumb. You know what I mean? Like, stop having me out here because you're being stupid. If somebody does, because I'm willing to do it, even though that you're being dumb. But this is only supposed to happen when somebody's taking advantage of you, not when you're setting yourself up.
So you don't think that guys are out here taking advantage of?
Oh, absolutely. No, and that's why I'm willing. I'm on go mode. You don't have to convince me. I'm gonna go see about him, because I'm sure he did something crazy. But if I come back and I find out that you had a hand in this, I'm gonna tell you about yourself. That's not gonna mean that.
That's a little different thing.
Yeah, it's not that.
That's not her being dumb. That's just holding her accountable. See.
That's what I'm saying. But the other problem is too many women are allergic to fucking accountability. And when you start holding them accountable, you can say he's wrong. This is how you played a part in it. Why are you making excuses for him? Well, this is how I feel. Okay, how you feel is one thing. It don't change the fact that you was fucking wrong. But when I say that, like, it is what it is.
I mean,
and again, I don't think I'm like the paragon of rightness. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that, like, every time I get into one of these arguments or discussions about an issue, it's never on the merit of the issue past once you can't argue with the facts. Oh, well, I felt this. Well, he did that. Well, why should I? You know what I mean? It always comes back, well, he cheated. I'm like, no, he's wrong. He cheated, but you went back to him. So you know what you did? You said it's okay to cheat on you. That's what you did.
No, because there's a difference between cheater and cheated.
Yeah, okay.
There is a difference.
I've never cheated on anybody, but then again, I've only had one opportunity to cheat on somebody.
So there's not really...
But I also feel in my soul that I would never do it for a couple of reasons. It's easy to say it because you're never in a position, but this is why I'm able to say that. I used to think that cheaters were just like the most evil people, the most selfish, just narcissistic motherfuckers, and a lot of them are.
Oh, okay.
But the vast majority of people who cheat that I know, it was, or at least for the men especially, some of the women are just savages, but like I've never known a casual cheating woman. That's just a savage chick where she's getting back.
You said the cheaters that you know, so you've actively been around your boys while they've been cheating, or you've known about your boys cheating on their spouse, and you don't say nothing to them?
It depends on how I say something to them about it, but what I say depends on how I found out about it. So for instance, like a lot of times I don't find out this nigga cheated until I'm somewhere else with him. I'm like, nigga, you have a girl? You know what I mean? Like shit like that. You know what I mean? I have a couple married homeboys who I didn't know were married until after they had been tagging other chicks. Then I found out.
What do you mean you didn't know they were married?
I didn't know that. I didn't meet them on that. I met them on like it was just a group, like a travel group, you know what I mean? And like they weren't there with their spouse, so I'm not checking for the tan where their wedding ring used to go. Like the fuck. And then I find out later, my nigga, you got a wife? Like, you're like, you know what I mean?
But you see how shady niggas is, like.
Yeah, and on the one hand, it's like, you know, if we're tough, I'm like, I flat out tell them, like, the first thing I'll do is I'll put them on point. Do not put me in a position where I got to lie to your wife for you because I'm not.
Oh, so you don't want to tell the truth to the wife?
What I'm saying
does it have to be a wife or could it be a girlfriend?
If it's kind of the same conversation, it's absolutely for a wife, but for a girlfriend, it's just like, especially if I know, if I don't know the girl and that's his girl, I'm like, don't put me in your shit. That's exactly what it is. And to a nigga, a smart nigga's going to hear, oh, okay, this nigga might tell on me. Let me not. You know what I mean? So one or two things. He's either not going to bring that girl around me no more, which is fine. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Or, I mean, you can't make a man stop doing what he don't want to do. But the point is, do not count on me for none of your lies, your cheat. Don't put me in no shit. Don't say you was
over there. Can't call you and hit you with the bro.
Right.
Where we was at yesterday.
And if Shorty is my friend, before, like if I knew her before him, nah, that's dead. Like, you're going to tell her or I'm going to tell her. And then, you know what I mean? Like, okay. That's only happened one time where, like, I actually knew the chick. But, like, at the same time, it's like, I'm a firm believer in, like, for the longest, I got this one homeboy who he's always going somewhere and he's married. And I'm just like, oh, your wife don't even know that you're doing it. And then I'm like, no, there ain't no woman on this earth this dumb. And it kind of goes back to what Mal, what's his name? Mal. Yeah, Mal and and Rory is like, women know. They just don't want other people to know. As long as you don't embarrass them, bring like an outside baby, put their business on first. A lot of chicks will put up with that shit.
No, it's not put up with it. It makes it easier because nobody else sees you catch that L. When you take that L when you take that L in private, it's a little bit different. But when the chick is calling your phone, when the chick is on his page, when the chick is like they had that little stupid challenge where like side chicks was posting videos and pictures of the niggas and all of that. Like when it gets to that level, then it's like you totally like you don't even respect me enough to keep this hoe in check.
Right. It's bad business. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, but the flip side of that is how many of them same chicks will go right back to the dude. You know what I mean? Like, so like the first time, maybe even the second time, you gave him a second chance.
I don't ever be feeling bad about shit like that because anytime I've been cheated on, I've cheated back. So
I don't have that kind of energy. But like, and that should surprise you because I'm petty as fuck. But here's my thing: it's like
it's not even a pettiness. It's just so this is what we doing. Heard you.
Like my petty, like normally people say I'm petty. It's because I'll get you back. It's like I don't know how to turn this shit off. This is just who I am when I wake up in the morning.
You just wake up petty.
Like people have to tell me that I'm being petty because this shit don't even register to me. Do you get what I'm saying? Like this is so it takes no effort. Like people always saying you're only poisoning yourself. You're giving that person, you're letting that person live rent free in your mind. You're doing this, that, and the third. I'm like, I will cut you off or do whatever and never think about you again. This does not bother me. You know what I mean? Like or like
What's your sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
I don't really know too much about Aquarians, man. I mean, my brother's one, but
yeah, I don't really subscribe to the star kippy shit. But the point is, it's like I don't understand people when they're like, "Oh, you're only hurting yourself holding a grudge." I'm like, my grudges be like idle, like on screensaver. Like, okay, I just follow you under, I'm not fucking with you, or I owe you hands, and then if I come into contact with you and I just pick it up, I'm not dwelling on you. You know what I mean? Like there's motherfuckers from the seventh grade who
I connect on that. Like, yeah, it's not holding a
yeah,
grudge. I just don't forget shit. Like,
right. And ain't no expiration on disrespect, mine included. So like if I like later on figure out, okay, maybe I was wilding, you know what I mean? And I'm over it. When I see that person, I gotta understand that he might not be over it. And I'm gonna owe him everything he needs. You know what I mean? Like, so I just don't forget shit, but at the same time, like I don't lie awake at night, plotting revenge. Because if I did that, I'd just come see you. You know what I mean? Like it's just. But at the same time, it's like I guess my mouth, like I just say shit because I don't give a fuck about how you. That's not right. I care about how you feel, but not enough to lie to you. Does that make sense?
that makes a lot of sense. I could dig that. Because I feel the same way. Because to me, I feel like it takes too much energy for me. Like, I already have a problem with talking. Like, podcasting to me is like the best thing that I could have found in life, is because it forces me to talk and shift through my thoughts in a way that's understandable. And I can hear myself exactly when shit goes left and vice versa and all of that stuff. So for me, when it comes to like drama or anything like that, I just say the things that come to mind because it's the easiest thing for me. When I gotta find the right words to coddle you and make you feel safe and all of that, like, to me that's too much work. So either I've learned to not say it at that moment until I could find the right words, or I at least now give the disclaimer and be like, listen, this is gonna come out rough, but I'm doing it with the best of intentions. Yeah. And I try to maneuver like that.
Yeah, or my intention might not even be the best of intentions. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. You can decide to take this whatever direction you need to go. If you don't want to fuck with me no more, I'm cool with that. If you want to see me in the streets with that, that's fine. If you respect me for keeping it a buck with you, I don't. Choose your own adventure. But I find myself, it takes more work, like especially with like sisters. Like I can say something that's a very raw message, but had I dressed it up for you, I wouldn't get nowhere near the backlash. The message is the same, but had I just dressed it up, and I don't believe in that shit because people think it's, oh, you just want reactions, you just want to hurt people's feelings. No, I have too much love, respect, and everything. Honestly, faith for the black woman that she can take her medicine straight without me having to bullshit her. You know what I mean?
I like how you said that. That was cute.
But for every time I do the shit, there's a decent amount that are just like, well, you don't have to say that. I'm like, so now you're not mad at the fact that I'm right. It's just you don't like the way that I just gave it. I'm like,
but what if you just gotta hear that? What if you just gotta hear her say that she don't like how you said it? She still received your message. You just gotta hear.
But while she's doing that, she's received my message. But then what is she doing? What women do? It's just like when you're yelling at them and you beat them in the argument. Why are you yelling? I'm not fucking yelling. You just hear my voice on 10 because you're wrong now. Like, you know what I mean? No. It's not about what we were talking about.
No,
it's
y'all be yelling.
You know, and
I yell too, but still, y'all be yelling.
You're right, but
tone it down. Y'all got too much bass and bravado in here. Yeah. Relax.
So on the Facebook thread, it'll be like, you're right though, but do you see where I'm coming from? Yes, wrongville. That's where you're coming from. Like, but let's move forward. You know, well, why you have to do that? You disregard. Like, no. You're getting mad because I'm not giving you levity for you're wrong, and I'm not even holding you being wrong against you. It's just that this was how this was. But because I understand where you're coming from, sister. We just got to move better. Like, no, you were fucking wrong. Own it. Because when I'm wrong, I'm gonna fucking own it.
Bun at me. I can't deal.
Yeah, I'm rough out here, man. Like, it's like 3 weeks. I ain't got no braids. Look at this shit.
You should know how to touch yourself up on the sides.
I mean, edge control is only gonna do so much. Like, this is too much. But yeah.
But nah, so before we end this, I'm just gonna ask, since you are hella single, go ahead and plug yourself for a little bit, talk about who you are, if anybody wanna slide in your DMs.
Nah, like I told you, when I say I'm lazy, it's because I'm not about to go beg somebody to be with me, like, but at the same time, it's like, I'm out here thotting or whatever, so if you can do me a favor, you go to Twitter. I tweeted Rihanna the other day because evidently she's looking for a baby.
Yeah, so she's looking for a baby daddy. She's like, she don't gotta be with him. I saw you use your niece.
And it wasn't using.
Adorable, by the way.
It wasn't using. Like,
yes, this it is. You used her as a prop.
This could be her, but she playing. That's what I'm saying. Like, like, I'll go fight Drake. It's whatever. But
But nah, like you mentioned, you haven't really found like what is it that you would look for in a woman, like just because.
I mean, I really, honestly, truly do not have a type, and it's fucking annoying. I wish I had a type because it would make life so much simpler. Like, oh, there she is. You know what I mean? Like, I physically, I don't really have a type. I mean, I like, tits and ass just like everybody else, but I mean, you don't have to be like a video vixen to catch my eye or whatever. It's more so style and everything like that. I like a woman who's smart in the sense that we don't have to agree. Like, you could be the exact opposite of where I am, but as long as you can articulate that and not just devolve into nonsense, you know what I mean? Or like to prove your point or just to start screaming to get me to be quiet, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not really looking and I know this is a phenomenon for dudes. I rent my parents' basement right now and I got things I want to take care of, and I feel like you should spoil it. And that's one thing. I feel like you should spoil your woman. You know what I mean? So that's why when I say that dude wasn't wrong, I see where he's coming from. That's not how I would have handled it, but he's not fucking wrong. You know what I mean? Like, okay. So anyway, so like, and this is gonna sound real crass, but women are bills. Okay.
You said women are what?
Are bills.
Women are bills.
And that's not
investments.
That's not. Some of them are. You don't know if it's an investment until it's too late, basically.
No, you can tell an investment by conversation of how she spends her own money.
Can you? Because if they were, the marriages
don't have those conversations.
If
that's
they
why y'all
were,
don't know.
marriages would have a 99% success rate if that were the case. Everything sounds good until it's not. Okay, but everything good in the world takes some sort of effort, some kind of sacrifice, some kind of payout or whatever. Like, I have a car, and that's my baby, but by all standards, that's a depreciating asset, but I love her more every day. You know what I mean? Like, and she taxes my wallet. So I'm not saying that a woman is not can't be a worthwhile bill, but I feel like to be able to date and to be able to hold my girl down the way I'd want to, you know what I mean? I'm not there as far as my financial situation, but I'm not opposed to things like, because people tell me that all the time, if you wait until you're ready, you're never going to be ready.
That's a fact.
So, but like, I honestly don't have a type. Local, not crazy, whatever that means anymore.
Crazy is an ableist word.
Is it?
Yes.
Because I've met some legitimately like certified.
Crazy is bipolar, schizophrenic women who that is legit crazy to where they have imbalances and you have to love them differently.
Can we say rational?
Okay, yeah. Rational works. You want a rational woman. That's understandable.
Because I used to be into cougars because I thought, okay, they're too old for the games.
If you're 35, what is a cougar to you?
No, I said used to be. So this was like 28, 30, like, So I used to be into cougars because I'm like, oh, they're not about the games. They're about the games. They're on hard mode. Like, and the bad part about that is you don't realize it until it's too late because them eggs are drying up. And
you're hilarious, yo.
But nah, man, like I like chill women. You know what I mean? Like, that's not to say that I don't want to like spoil you, whatever. I just need a chill, pretty young thing, like just whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind if you like somebody's mom. In fact, it's kind of nice in 2020 because that means
who wants to be a stepdaddy.
No, it's not that I want to be a stepdad. It's just I know you've always been a girl. Like, so that's a thing in DC.
So a period doesn't clear that up.
The point is,
but what do you mean? I know.
The point is, I don't mind. Like, I'm 35. I understand it. Chicks my age got kids that are grown, that are like in high school.
Well, no, because one of my homegirls has a son that's like 11, 12, I think.
Nah, I got friends whose kids are graduating high school. So, but so I mean, I don't hold that against
shit.
I don't hold that against them, you know what I mean? Like, and that's part of I wish I did though. That's another thing. I wish I had a fucking type because like the problem is you meet girls you think you're vibing with, you get attached to their fucking kids, and then you're not vibing when you're just like.
Wait, why are they letting you get so close to their kids if y'all are not dating monogamously that long?
Why indeed?
What is happening?
Remember how I told y'all crazy? Like.
No, but that surpasses crazy. That's reckless. You are not supposed to let strange men around your kid. I don't even have kids. And
I'm not strange, and I'm charming, so I get why they let me around it. But then you got to wonder, like, what if he's not me? What if he don't got no fucking sense? You know what I mean? Like,
I suppose. What's your ideal first date?
It really just depends on the woman, like where I met her. Like if I think she's an adventurous type, we can go out do something outdoorsy. Like we can go fish, or I'll take you to a gun range or something like that.
I went
If
shooting on a date before. That was fun.
yeah,
Although I think it unlocked a little bit of crazy in me because I did have that thought of like, if I just turned 2 centimeters to the left, everyone in here would be dead.
nah, my Neo said Corona got me looking rough.
Uh,
Diagenes, bro.
maybe I could get you on a live after 5 where we could really just dig into your life and just, you know.
But no,
And
this
my
is cool.
homeboy Nigeria said niggas cells got more pictures than grandma house.
And they got more rules too. Don't touch my shit, nigga.
But nah, thank you so much for doing this. This was
No
fun,
problem.
chopping it up with you and actually meeting you face to face and not just behind comments and
Yeah.
reactions. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've seen a bunch of people pop in and out. I know these, can go pretty long. Thank y'all for all of those who stayed through the whole thing. This has been another episode of PCPOV. I'll definitely have Mr. Epps on again because he is great conversation, great, point of views and perspective. Well, thank you again. We'll do this again soon. I promise.
Absolutely. No, I'm down. Just let me know.
No doubt. All right. Thank you guys. Until next time. Bye.
All right. Peace.